the epic tale of the Somali forehead and the crooked grin. Long ago, in the sun-scorched plains of ancient Somalia, nestled a quirky little village called Horn Haven. The folks there were your average desert dwellers, just big enough to shade their eyes from the relentless sun, and teeth straighter than a nomad's path to water. They spent their days herding goats that were smarter than half the villagers, weaving baskets that mysteriously unraveled overnight, and swapping jokes about how the wind always seemed to blow sand into their tea. But one sweltering afternoon, as the villagers lounged under acacia trees, complaining about the heat, a peculiar rumble echoed from the horizon. Was it thunder? A stampede? Or something far more sinister? The suspense built like a pot of stew left too long on the fire. Out of the shimmering heat haze emerged a cloaked figure, riding a camel that looked like it had seen better. Days probably during the stone age of this stranger, with eyes twinkling like stolen stars and a beard that could hide a family of meerkats, introduced himself as Zoltar, I've crossed dunes taller than your egos, he boomed up, to bring news of a treasure that could make you richer than a sultan with a winning lottery ticket. The villagers leaned in, hearts pounding. But what was the catch? Zoltar grinned slyly, revealing teeth that sparkled unnaturally. The air thickened with anticipation. Would this be their big break? Or a one-way ticket to doom? Intrigued and a tad greedy, a band of brave or foolish villagers led by the chieftain's son, Ahmed the ambitious, who dreamed of owning more than 3 goats set off into the vast desert at dawn. They packed water skins, dates, and a map that Zoltar had doodled on a scrap of papyrus, which suspiciously looked like a child's drawing of a squiggly snake, as they trudged through the golden sands. Mirages taunted them with visions of oasis parties they weren't invited to. Laughter echoed as they tripped over their own feet. Back deep down, doubt crept in. What if Zoltar was a con artist? The sun beat down mercilessly, and just as they pondered, turning back, a dark cloud appeared on the horizon. Wait, was that a storm? The wind howled like a pack of banshees at karaoke night, whipping up a sandstorm that turned day into gritty twilight. Sand blasted their faces, filling every nook, and Cranny Ahmed swore he coughed up a dune later. The group huddled together, clinging to their camels, who were surprisingly chill about the whole ordeal. This must be the jinn's first test. Zoltar shouted over the roar, his cloak flapping like a deranged bird. Visibility dropped to 0. Whispers of panic spread. Would they be buried alive in this swirling chaos? Hearts raced as they pressed on blindly, the suspense choking them more than the sand. Suddenly, through the haze, a shadowy outline emerged to structure. As the storm subsided, coughing and sputtering, the villagers beheld an ancient temple rising from the sands like a forgotten birthday cake, carved with swirling patterns that seemed to move on their own. It oozed mystery and a faint smell of incense, mixed with old socks. Zoltar rubbed his hands gleefully. The jinn's lair, it exclaimed, trembling with excitement and a touch of terror. They pushed open the creaky doors, stepping into cool, echoing halls lit by ethereal glows. Statues of long-forgotten heroes stared down judgmentally. But where was the guardian? The group tiptoed forward, every footstep amplifying the tension. Then, a puff of smoke poof, and there it was. The jinn materialized in a swirl of colors, looking like a genie who'd hit the gym to hard muscular, with horns that could poke holes in clouds and a smirk that screamed, "I've got jokes!" Mortals. It boomed, voice echoing like thunder in a tin can. You seek my treasure. Prove your worth with riddles 3, or become sand sculptures for eternity. The villagers gulped. Ahmed's knees knocked like castanets. The first riddle dropped. What is keys, but it opens no locks. Tension mounted as they huddled, whispering frantically. A wrong answer could mean doom. Would their wits save them? Or was this the end? Sweat beading on brows, they debated wildly. "Ah, piano!" shouted one villager, and the jinn nodded grudgingly. Riddle 2. What can travel the world while staying in a corner? A stamped, they chorused, high-fiving amid the suspense. The final riddle loomed like a camel's hump. What has a head? A tail, is brown, and has no legs. The group froze. Wrong guess. And poofs and witches. Ahmed paced, mind racing. Ah, penny. Blurted. The jinn cackled. Defeated. Clever mortals. Take your reward, but beware. It's not what you expect a pedestal rose bearing glowing fruits. Eat them. The air crackled with uncertainty. Hesitant, but hungry from the trek, the villagers chomped into the magical fruits, which tasted like a mix of honey and fireworks, explosive and a bit alarming. As juices dribbled down chins, strange sensations tingled, foreheads began to bulge like overinflated balloons, expanding to house the influx of ancient wisdom rushing in, secrets of the stars, camel psychology, and the perfect falafel recipe. But what the fruits were chewy, as Robbo, twisting their teeth into crooked zigzags. Panique inzwe. Was this a curse? Laughter mixed with horror as they gawked at each other. The jinn vanished with a wink, leaving them transformed, stumbling back through the desert, now with foreheads big enough to use as sunshades and teeth crooked. Like a maze designed by a drunk architect, the group pondered their fate. But lo, the wisdom made them geniuses. Ahmed invented the first solar-powered goat feeder, and others solved age-old riddles like, why do hyenas laugh? Spoiler, bad jokes. Their crooked grins. They flashed them proudly, turning smiles into infectious, wanky beams that charmed everyone. Yet, a lingering question, was Zoltar in cahoots with the jinn? Suspense simmered as they neared home. Would the village accept them? Back in Hornhaven, the transformed adventurers were greeted with gasps. Then giggles, then roaring laughter. You look like walking encyclopedias with hedge mazes for mouths. The villagers howled. But soon, Andy sparked everyone wanted that wisdom boost. The tales spread, and over generations, the big foreheads became a badge of brains, housing ideas that built empires, while crooked teeth symbolized resilience, chewed from life's tough fruits. And so, Somalis today carry this legacy. Foreheads vast as savannas for deep thoughts. Teeth crooked as desert paths for unbreakable spirits. He vanished, but some say he's still out there, luring fools to fruity fates. The Endor is it?